In today's assignment, we're going to restore an old faded picture by using the color information to recreate what it originally looked like. So when you have your picture, go ahead and copy that image, go over to Photoshop, do create new document, select clipboard and hit create. I'm going to paste our image, going to paste a second copy, move that over the side for my before and after. Do image reveal all to show both. Now's a good time to go ahead and save our document so we don't lose any work. So File, Save. I'm going to name mine Color Repair, hit Save. And then it will save while I'm working so I don't lose any work that I do. I'm going to make one of those my before, so I'm going to lock it, and then on my other layer I'm going to adjust the color balance. So I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. There's a few different ways of doing this. The way I like to do it is to go into red, green, and blue and adjust the low, mid, and high points. Really just the low and high. So I'm going to take the low points and move that to where the bottom of the color starts. And then since this is faded, the high end got destroyed. So obviously there's no bottom end because it became lighter. But the top end got polluted. So right here where it peaked and went all the way to the top, that's probably actually where the top is. So I'm going to go to around that area. Then I'm going to go to green and do the same thing. Find my bottom, and then this is probably the garbage above the peak. So I'm going to move that to right in the middle. Starting to look a little better. Let's go to blue. Fix the bottom end. Here's our garbage. Here's where it peaked. So I'm going to move that over to the peak. And that looks significantly better than what we had before. So I'm going to hit OK to accept that. I'm going to show you two other ways of doing the same thing that might work better depending on your picture. So I'm going to paste my image again. Move that down to the bottom. Image reveal all to see that. And on this one, I can do the same thing, image adjustments, levels. And this time I'm going to try and find a white, a black, and maybe a gray so that Photoshop can calculate stuff for me. So I'm going to guess that the border of this actually used to be white. So that's probably the white paper. So if I set that to white, it's going to set the brightness to the right area. Now you'll see that everything is pushed up to the right, so it's too high. So we need to set the blacks to whatever the darkest thing is, and that's probably the middle of her dress here. See how it's a little bit darker there than the rest of it, but it's probably supposed to be black. So I'm going to click in there and just try and find a spot where you can still see some of the details of the dress. Might also have to pick on the whites a little bit. The other thing you can do is choose a gray, and luckily there's a gray ground here that we can choose that also kind of sets the color for us. So depending on how the light is hitting the ground, it could be slightly different. So maybe there looks pretty good. See, setting white to different parts of the border will also change it. Also looks pretty good. Hard to tell which one's actually better. Paste a last copy. And for this layer, I'm going to go to Image, and I'm going to try these three. So Auto Tone makes it a little darker. That looks a little better. Auto Contrast. The contrast isn't really messed up on this picture, so it doesn't fix anything. If everything's really light or really dark, that could make a big difference though. In fact, if I do contrast when I hadn't done color, it does make a difference because it is faded. But auto color is probably the one that's going to work the best on this, but I'll probably need to use it in combination with auto contrast or auto tone but I don't think that that worked as well as the others. When you're inside of levels, there's also an auto button, which does more or less the same as auto color. So there we go. There's 3 different ways of repairing your color. Sometimes you can just do auto color, auto contrast, or auto tone, and it works. This picture did not work for that, but sometimes it does. Sometimes you can set your white and set your black if there's a white and a black in the picture, and that can fix the colors for you. Sometimes there is no white or black in the color, and then you have to manually adjust the tops of the red, green, and blue channels to get it to come out right. These two are pretty close to the same. The one done manually might even be slightly better. When you're finished, go ahead and save that. See, save is grayed out because it's automatically saving it to cloud in the background, so we're going to save a copy to turn into Canvas. Choose on your computer. Make sure you're in Creative Cloud Files. I'm going to go into my Photoshop folder. I'm going to change to PNG. I'm going to name this Color Repair. Hit Save. Always choose smallest file. So then head into Canvas, pull up the assignment, see the link to the video that you're watching now, hit Start Assignment, upload, then choose your file, and go back into my Creative Cloud Photoshop folder, find my color repair image, open, and then submit that. Once it finishes uploading, then I'm finished.